Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Jenny. I'm Moonlight Lady 1111. As you can see, I'm back with another pick a card reading for you today. This is one with a little bit of a difference though. So, I haven't actually got any tarot cards in these piles. And yeah, rather than any sort of specific reading, I've gone for some witchy tips. So what we've got here are a selection of ideas for spells, crystals that you might need to work with, and just some general ideas for where you could be looking should you want to be enhancing upon your witchy practices. So, you know, you don't have to follow any of this as verbatim. I think one of the most important things about practicing spells and things like that is that you don't have to follow everything to the book. You do what feels right to you, and trusting your intuition is pretty much most of the battle won, to be honest. If you do take part in anything like this, be sure to set your intention. Intention is everything. Okay, if you don't believe it, it's not going to work. So make sure you concentrate your intentions. Okie dokie. Right, so it's just a bit of fun. And yeah, I just never really use all these spell decks together. So I thought I'd give it a go. I mean, if it works well, I might start doing this once a month. So we could have monthly spell work check-ins maybe. Yeah, also I think it'd be a good idea for me because sometimes you can get so overwhelmed with the moon cycles, the time of year, you know, what animals are around at the time. And this might just help to put a bit of focus into it. And then you can maybe just choose one thing, maybe mix it all together. Yeah. So, on that note, oh, I do want to say if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you are a return viewer, thank you so much for coming to see me again. Now, what it is now is pile choosing time. So what I need you to do is draw your attention to the piles. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Okay? Okay. So take a big breath in. Hold it. And then let that big breath out. Draw your attention to the piles. Ignore numbers and symbols and things like that. Just see which one calls to you. I'll just give you a moment to do that. Okay, that should have been long enough. Just clear a bit of space up here. So pile number 3, ooh. Pile number 2. Excuse me. And we'll start with pile number 1. Okay, hi pile number 1. You chose this pile. So like I said, there are no actual tarot cards in here. We're just going to see what Spirit thinks you might be wanting to look at today. So I've got one of these cards up here, and this is the Enchanted Spell Oracle. And then over here, I've got 3 of these. This is the Practical Witches spell deck. There we go. Oh, these are all altar spells. Interesting. Sneaky, stay straight, thank you. And then here we have got the crystal. So I thought it might be nice to have one of those so you could see what crystals you might want to work with. Maybe make this a nicer square. What do you think? There we go. Okay. So yeah, there's not actually that much reading that I'm going to have to do here. I'm just going to tell you what you've picked, so what you might want to work on. So don't take this as verbatim, you know. There's probably going to be 4 spells in here, so you don't have to do every single one of those spells. But what you can do is maybe see if anything within these cards talks to you and makes you feel like, yeah, I want to try that bit or that bit. Don't worry if you feel like you want to mix and match between them all. That is totally fine. So I'm going to start with this one. And this says intellect. Very interesting. So I'll just have a little look in the book for you. If I can find it. Intellect. Okay. So this is all about logic, rationale, and solutions. So the symbology in the card, we have hazel here. So the hazel tree was an incredibly useful tree in medieval times. It was used for walls, fences. The nuts were ground for flour to make bread. It has medicinal properties as well. A grove of hazel trees is said to contain magical energies that can help one gain wisdom and insights. So this is the priestess of intellect, and she's surrounded by hazelnuts, leaves, and flowers. She's also got here the salmon of knowledge. According to Celtic legends, ate 9 hazelnuts from the sacred trees that surrounded the well of wisdom and gained absolute understanding of the world's ways. Well, that's very interesting. So this is the salmon of knowledge, and it ate 9 hazelnuts. Odin gained knowledge, hung on the tree of Yggdrasil for 9 days. Seems like there's something to do with 9, doesn't it? I'll take that on board. Anyway, when the intellect card appears, it is time to use your head and not your heart. Applying logic to your current situation is important. It's time for some cool rationale. Check and recheck all the facts and details. Try to remove any passion or hot-headedness. This is a bit like the suit of swords. You know, it's time to cut away any deadwood and really use your head with whatever situation you're looking at. Look for logical solutions. So the spell that's suggested with this card is the 3 hazels charm. So you can create this gentle hazel charm to help find solutions to your current thorny issues. Gather 3 hazelnuts and place them in some white cotton. Then tie the hazelnuts up with gold string. Ask your higher self to help you think about your current situation in new and unique ways. Understand that this hazelnut charm will help you to resolve your problems using keen intellect, logic, and a cool head. Keep the charm on your bedside table. Okay, lovely. So let's see what altar spells you have suggested as well. Okay, we have candle centering meditation spell. To help center yourself, light a candle and meditate on it. By focusing on the flame, you bring your being and awareness into focus. Light your favourite meditation incense. Scratch your name into the candle with the tip of your Bolini. I imagine that's some sort of, could be like a magic wand or something. It says see page 13. Shall we have a look? We're all learning here, aren't we? So, page 13. Oh, the Bellini is a knife. I thought it might be a knife, even though I said. Anyway, it's used for creating other tools and for cutting equipment like candles, ribbons, cords, and herbs. You can also use it to make a magic circle, so maybe you need to build yourself a Bellini. Anyway, next, scratch your hope onto the candle. Light your candle and recite, "This candle burns for me, here burns my hope for," and then say what you're hoping for. "Here burns the flame of insight. May I see clearly in this new light." Sit with your eyes closed for a few minutes and picture yourself realising your most heartfelt hopes and truest desires. That fits in a bit with this, doesn't it, about seeing things in a new light? If you can't remember the incantation, do remember you can always create your own. The next altar spell is the rainfall rite. On the first rainy day of the spring season, place a green glass bowl outside as a water catcher. Bring it inside at the end of the day and place it on your altar beside a lit green candle. Say, "Water of life, gift from the sky, we bathe in newfound energy, make spirits fly." Dip your fingers in the water and touch your forehead. Pour the water into the ground of your garden, speaking the spell one last time. And the last one is intention magic. I said earlier, everything is all about intention. This one is candle consecration. So write your intention on paper and place an anointed candle in a candle holder. Light it and say, "Blessed candle, light of the goddess, I burn this light of," and then choose a deity or a goddess or a god or universe. So I burn this light of, name. Hear my prayer, O name. Hear my need. Grant my wish and give me hope. Do so with all your grace and magical speed. Now read your intention as you wrote it on the paper. Roll the paper into a scroll and using a few drops of the warm wax from your intention candle, seal your sacred statement. Place the paper on your altar or in a special place. I would like to add to that if you do write your intention on a scroll and things like that, you can always burn it or bury it or throw it in a river. And these are ways to get your message across to the universe as well. Okay, pile number 1, your crystal card. So there's 4 spells that you could play with. You could mix them all up. You could do what you like, really. At the time of recording, it is January in the UK. So that spring one, you can think about that for a bit. Maybe get yourself a green ball sorted out between now and spring. And you know, when it says the first rainfall of spring, you're going to be fine if you do it in spring. We do have Imbolc at the start of February though, so it might be worth having a look then. So, yeah, I included a crystal card in these readings because I thought it might be useful for you to hear what the crystal card has to say. There we go. You have got aragonite. What it is, like iron patinade flowers. I don't know what patinade means. Like iron patinade flowers forged by tiny hammers. Like iron patinade flowers forged by tiny hammers. I presume that means something to do with forging things then. Aragonite forms in geometric bursts called star clusters. It also occurs in the exoskeleton of stony corals and in the shells of most mollusks, protecting the squishy and fishy inside. Who needs it? Anyone feeling out of alignment in need of a major reset. Where to put it? Adjacent to your meditation cushion. When to use it? When it's time to retreat to your shell or step out of it. If you want to be square with the outside world, first you've got to get square with your inside world. Call on aragonite to help set a healthy, sustainable balance. Find your centre. Okay, I think that was your reading pile number 1. Do let me know what you thought in the comment section below. This is a new type of reading for me. I thought it might be a bit of fun. And hopefully maybe you can take away some ideas for your next bit of spell work. Okay, thank you so much, pile number 1. Take it easy. Mwah. Bye. And on to pile number 2. Pretty sure that was this one. Clear the table. Okay. Hi, pile number 2. You chose this pile. Yeah, so like I said at the start of the reading, this is not really a tarot reading or any sort of divination. This is more, this is to help you with your spell work. So what I've got here is I have got an enchanted spell oracle card here. And then I've got these 3 spell cards from the, what's it called? Practical Witches spell deck. And then I have one of these crystal cards here as well. What's that deck called? Yeah, it's just called Crystals, the Stone deck. Okay. Yeah, so you're going to have like 4 spells in here. And then a crystal that you may or may not choose to work with going forwards. I do want to say, you know, you don't have to do all 4 of these spells, and you don't have to do it just as it says you've got to do it. That's not how it works. What you might want to do is you might want to pull some little bits from each one, maybe create your own spell, or if you feel better following it to the letter, do that too. Whatever works for you is going to be what works for the universe. Most important when you are doing spells and things like that is make sure you set your intentions. It's all about intention. Okay, I'm going to start with this one. See what it's got to say to you. So we have innocence. Wow, there's a lot of feminine energy in this one. Lovely. Let me just have a little look in the book for you. Okay, innocence. Sweet, gentle and worthy. So the nature featured in here, we've got pear, apple, poppy, daisy, rose, and mint, and violet. The humble yet beautiful daisy symbolises summer meadows and happy-go-lucky days. The presence of daisies in the home can bring a happy, playful energy, one that can lift a heavy spirit and bring a feeling of lightheartedness. So the symbolism on the card, the priestess is enjoying being surrounded by nature in a wooded glen. Above her sits the crescent moon and a herb wheel behind her circling her. She's surrounded by stars in the night sky. She is pure and light. So when the Innocence card appears, it sends a gentle reminder that feelings of guilt are seldom helpful. As humans, we are flawed vessels and we all make mistakes. So this is about letting your guilt and shame go. If you find yourself judging others on their life choices, you may be projecting your own guilt onto them. Going through life thinking you need to be punished or denying yourself the sweet things in life is rejecting the abundance available to us here on earth. So the spell suggested here, it says here at the bottom as well, we are meant to be here. No one is ever sent here by mistake. So we have the 7 Daisies ritual. This is a powerful ritual to release feelings of guilt. Take an A4-sized piece of white cloth, 7 fresh daisies and a small clear quartz crystal. Place the daisies and quartz onto the cloth, fold it over and sew up the edges of the material. This action will trap your feelings of guilt and low self-esteem so that they may be taken away by the daisy's pure, innocent energy. The clear quartz crystal will clear up any residual negative feelings. Bury this package in your garden and feel any unhappy emotions draining into the earth. So that's a nice one. I'm very interested here as well because it looks like we have a healing spell. So it might be that there is some self-esteem here that needs healing. Yeah, definitely. So hopefully this is resonating for you and you've got some actions you can take to clear your energy. This card says peace, love and healing. The ultimate alchemy is to generate positive energy that spirals outwards, improving everything in its path. You can contribute to universal peace and healing by burning a white candle anointed with rose oil on your altar during a waning moon on Saturday. That's Saturn's day. So keep your eye out for when the next waning moon is. This is a timeless reading, by the way, so don't worry too much about any strictness or anything like that. So look out for your next waning moon on a Saturday. Place a single white rose in water and lay a garlic clove beside some rose incense. Light the incense, then take a bundle of white sage. Light the end and pass the smoke over your altar to smudge the space and chant, "War and grief will come to an end. We walk the path of peace. Love thy neighbour as thyself. All we need is love, with harm to none, only understanding." I think as well you should use some of this on yourself and be saging yourself of any of these feelings of guilt you might have. Okay, we have another moon one. This one was about the moon as well. We have the white light of love. To light the flower of love in your heart, time this charm for the waning of a new moon. Place a green candle beside a white lily, rose or freesia. Wow, well, you need to be using a white rose in whatever it is that you choose to do here. And daisies are a white flower as well. That's interesting, pile number 2. Place a green candle beside a white lily, rose or freesia. White flowers have the greatest perfume, and any of these beauties will impart a pleasing aura to your home. I like to float a gardenia in a clear bowl of fresh water, truly the essence of the divine. Light the candle and hold the flower close to your heart, and then pray. Steer me to the highest light, guide me to beauty and truth. Much have I to give, much have I to live. Bright blessings to one and all. Oh, lovely. Pile number 2, there's a lot of lightening up to your pile, isn't there? And the last one, moon spells. This one is a soulmate spell. So should you need to be thinking about anything like that, you can, because you're opening your heart up to love here as well by raising your own self-esteem. If you are seeking a soulmate, this simple spell will do the trick. On the next new moon, take 2 pieces of rose quartz and stand in the centre of your bedroom holding them. Light 2 pink candles and recite, "Beautiful crystal, I hold this night. Flame with love for my delight. Harm to none as love comes to me. This I ask, and so shall it be." Keep the candles and crystals on your love altar or bedside table and think of it as a shrine to love. Repeat 3 nights in a row and then ready yourself for a more. Nice. So like I said, you don't have to do all of these letter for letter, but you can maybe mix them all up a bit or do all 4 exactly as it says if you want. So what crystal did you have? You have got celestite. So what is it? Blue-grey celestite is a delicate sulfate mineral with airy, buoyant blue cotton candy vibes. It gets its name from the Latin word for heaven, and if you close your eyes and ask nicely, maybe it will take you there. Who needs it? Anyone brazenly ignoring the consistent inner voice that actually has some good ideas for how you might better handle this whole life thing. Ooh, this does kind of resonate with some of these other ones about lifting yourself up. Where to put it? As a calming adornment wherever you meditate or pray. And when to use it? When it's time to stop and really listen. With celestite as a guide, you might be surprised what you hear. And that's what it looks like. So you might want to introduce a piece of celestite into your workings. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that pile number 2. I did. So if you did, please let me know in the comments section below. You can like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Yep, that was for you. Thank you so much for coming along and taking part. Mwah. Take it easy. Bye. And on to pile number 3. Okay, just have a sip of tea. Okay, hi pile number 3. You chose this pile. So I'll just get your cards laid out. Oh yeah, you had 2 of these. Everyone else has just had 1. This is the Enchanted Spell Oracle. And then up here, I've got the Practical Witches Spell Deck. Oh, you've got 4 of these as well. I'll get you pile number 3. And then I've got a little crystal card here as well that might introduce some crystals that you could potentially want to start working with. Okay, so I have said this to every group. Basically, this isn't letter for letter. You don't have to complete all of these spells. If you don't want to, you can if you do want to. But it might be nice for you to take some inspiration from all of them and maybe mix it all together so you can play with making your own. Anyway, I'll start turning these over. I'm going to start with these ones. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, we have magic. Magic and divination. Very good. Well, I can understand why you had 2. They're quite similar cards, aren't they, looking at them? Pretty similar. Okay, so I'll go in the book and see what it says to you. If I can find it. Okay. Powerful, imaginative, and sorcerer. So elderflower is the flower overarching this card. So when the magic card appears, it is time to stand in your power like a priestess. This card, just need to say that this is non-gender specific, by the way. This card is a reminder that you are a spiritual being having a physical experience, and you can absolutely have a powerful effect on how your life works. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of manifesting and divination for you guys. The priestess of magic has 1 foot in the physical world and 1 foot in the spiritual world, acting as a bridge between heaven and earth. There are similarities between this card and the tarot's magician. So the spell to go with this card is: the fruit and flowers of the elder tree are well known for their regenerative properties. Bring a little magic into your life with this most potent potion that uses the beautiful essence of elderflowers. Okay. Oh, you might like this one, guys. You need 30 millilitres of elderflower liqueur, 20 millilitres of elderflower cordial, and 20 millilitres of lemon juice. Put it all in a cocktail shaker filled with ice. Shake robustly and pour into a frosted glass, then top with champagne. Love it. For a mocktail version, pour 30 millilitres of elderflower cordial and 20 millilitres of lemon juice into a glass filled with ice, and then top with sparkling water. Oh, that sounds like a fun one. I might try that one myself. Okie dokie. And then divination, guidance, meditation, and intuition. And the herb with this one is mugwort. So when the priestess of divination appears, it is time to retreat from the noise and demands of the world and create a sacred space. This time out allows you to reconnect with your inner power and your true self. It's a good time to practice meditation, consult oracle and tarot cards, and write down your findings in a journal. This can really help you to get in touch with your feelings. The priestess of divination encourages you to connect with your higher self and ask for guidance. So we have a mugwort dream pillow, which is a great way to harness the magical properties of mugwort. Take a handful of the dried herb and sew it into a little dream pillow made from your favourite fabric. Place this herbal pouch under your pillow at night and affirm that the answer to a tricky problem will be resolved in your dream. Keeping a dream journal by your bed is a useful way to capture the dream before you rise for the day. Nice. If there are any ingredients on any of these videos that you're not sure where to get them, by the way, if you have a little Google, you might find you're pleasantly surprised. So let's get started with these. You have 2 moon spells, a house spell, and a love spell. Oh, interesting. This is more about dreams, so I would highly recommend that dream journal, pile number 3. Take a dried poppy seed pod and empty the seeds onto the ground. Take a tiny strip of paper and write down a question about how to attain meaningful and positive rewards in your life. Sleep with the pod and the paper under your pillow. You will experience prophetic dreams that will answer your question. This is best done during the Pisces moon. Keep a dream journal by your bed and write down the dream immediately upon waking. Make this a ritual and you will have a rich resource of inner wisdom to guide you. Lovely. Okay, next one, moon spell. Sun moon spell. Light a candle that will conjure the energy you desire in your life and hold it in your hand as you say aloud, daughters under this sun, sisters under this moon, on this day we receive your blessings. Sun god, bold and bright, moon goddess, great and good. We thank you for the days to come. Harm to none, blessings to all. Place the candle on your altar and let it burn for at least 5 minutes. When you temper out the candle flame, visualize the blessings to come. It's a very girly one, that though, isn't it? Maybe it's all about the feminine side that you could focus on. Your home is your temple spell. I like the sound of this. To anoint your home and turn it into a protective shield for you and your loved ones, rub any of the following essential oils on your door jambs: cinnamon, clove, dragon's blood, or myrrh. Take the remaining essential oils and rub a bit on all the other doors and windows. Light anointed white candles and place them in the windows, then chant the words of this spell. My home is my temple, here I live and love, safe and secure, both below and above, and so it is by magic sealed. I'll give that one a go myself. And your final one, pile number 3, 3, is this one. This is a love spell. Grow your own earthly delights. Okay. A happy relationship can be cultivated, literally, by planting and carefully tending plants that have special properties. Night blooming jasmine for heightened sensuality and scent. Lilies for lasting commitment. Roses for romance. You can nurture your marriage or partnership. During a new moon in the Venus-ruled signs of Taurus or Libra, plant an array of flowers that will enhance mutual devotion. Well, there we go. And what crystal might you want to start working with if you take any of these on board, pile number 3? Ooh, it's very beautiful. I'm going to try and say it. Apophyllite. That's what we'll go for. Apophyllite acts like a teleportation device to places transcendent. Often sourced from enchanted India, birthplace of Tantra, Yoga, Nag Champa, Apophyllite. Can somebody put in the comment section below if you know how to pronounce this crystal, please? Apophyllite clears skepticism, cynicism, and logic from the spiritual path. Who needs it? Anyone looking for that ray of light from on high to hit them with something good. And where to put it? Wherever you practice religion, meditate, channel, or pray. And when to use it. When the spiritual life feels like a moving target. When you feel skeptical about your true purpose on earth. When you feel like your yeah but thoughts are dishonouring the innermost you. Beam yourself up, way up. Yeah, I think you actually need to hear that pile number 3 with this magic and divination cards here. You know, you have got you've got it in you and you really need to be exploring this path right now. Okay, thank you, pile number 3. That was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know in the comment section below. You can like, share, subscribe, all that jazz if it suits you. Okay, thank you so much, pile number 3.